Hi, everyone. I'm Aidan Michaels, and I'm joined here today by a member of the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2025, two-time Olympic medalist, four-time world champion, and current head coach of the University of Maine women's hockey team, Molly Engstrom. Molly, good morning. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Aidan.
So, firstly, let's talk about the recent induction. Congratulations, by the way, incredible accomplishment. Where were you when you found this news out?
Oh, I was in a truck stop on the way. I was with the team and we were headed down to a game. And yeah, athletic director from Wisconsin called me and I returned his call and yeah, I found out in a truck stop.
Not what I would have guessed. But yeah, so you become the ninth player in program history to be inducted. Pretty good company, obviously. Your former teammate, roommate, Carla McLeod. What was her reaction like when you spoke to her about this?
Yeah, she sent me a text message. She was pretty pumped as much as you can read into text messages. So it was nice to hear from her. We have a strong bond, I would say. So it's been a lot of it's been fun to kind of reflect on our relationship and all the moments that I had at Wisconsin. She was a part of a lot of them.
And she says, quote, the program was built on her shoulders, talking about you, of course. And we know Wisconsin is arguably, I mean, in my opinion, the greatest women's hockey program of all time. What do you feel your group's impact was on the Wisconsin program we know today?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us in that class, I mean, we have a lot of humility, so it's fun to see where the program has come. But yeah, we were part of the early stages of that. There were a lot of really good hockey players in our class, so I think we just, showed up, went to work every day, did the best that we could, and I think we did an okay job at it.
Not too bad, I would say. I think most would agree. So, speaking of Carla, still, I know you two helped out Coach Mark Johnson on the coaching staff when you were graduates, sort of helping with the video, and obviously you played under him with the Badgers and the national team. What kind of influence did Mark Johnson have on you to want to become a coach?
Yeah, I mean, he provided such a positive environment, I would say, for us come as athletes, as young athletes coming to the rink every day. Allowed us that space to grow as people and as hockey players. And I think as you grow and you have those memories, positive memories, kind of thinking about what you want to do within the game, he made it an easy decision um, to maybe want to have that kind of an impact on young players as well.
And he's turned many players into coaches as well. And I know you had a chance to face off against him during your time at St. Cloud, but as a head coach with Maine, you get to see him this season, head coaching duel against your former head coach. How was that for you?
Yeah, so that did already happen. So we'll go into our second round in Madison. They traveled out here this year. It was absolutely surreal. Like I still get goosebumps just now. I did thinking about it. I kind of find my perch in our rink here in the Alphond, and every time that the teams are out there skating around in warm-ups, and I looked out on the ice and just this swarm of red and our team. I mean, I'm passionate about our team. I love our team. So it was just like my two loves colliding it's unexplainable. So yeah, amazing to face off against them. Unbelievable program. Awesome for our kids to see what that level looks like. So I'm really looking forward to traveling to Madison this year, and taking a swing at them again.
Yeah, and it's going to be different, I imagine, the feeling because it will be the first time that Maine and Wisconsin play in Madison. So obviously, like you said, you saw Wisconsin at home or this past season, but next season, how different is that feeling going to be coming back home to Madison and seeing that?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a different feeling. I mean, as a coach, my coach brain, that's the priority. It's just going to be a much different feel for our kids. I mean, sold out crowd. They're gonna, have that energy in the building. We haven't seen that yet. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I think I'll probably have some family members and friends travel. So it should be a nice time.
It'll be an exciting one for sure. I'll be there, of course. Uh,
Mhm.
I read a quote from Mark Johnson. This made me laugh, saying that when you guys caught up recently at a convention in Florida, that you guys had talked probably more there than you ever did when you played for him. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, I think our relationship just continues to grow. He's not a man of many words, as everybody knows. And I think especially well at that time with his players. And I'm not a big talker either. I think we kind of just we had a good relationship. I think a unique relationship. I think we had a bond. I worked hard for him and he respected me as a player. But yeah, now as a coach, everybody changes. I think he's changed a little bit. I've changed a little bit as I've grown. And, I always, if I can grab his ear and bounce some stuff off of him, I will always take that opportunity. So yeah, it was a really nice conversation.
That's great. And you told me how he influenced your, desire to become a coach. What sort of things did I know you spent a lot of time with him, of course, playing under him, but what things did you learn from him as a player that you're now pushing on to the girls that you're coaching?
Yeah, I mean, he just always created the environment in practice where you can play. Big offense guy, you know. So just again, bringing that to my team, allowing them to, putting them in positions within drills, make good drills, and put them in positions and environments to succeed is really what it comes down to. I mean, you got to want to come to the rink every day. So that's what we try to do and try to create with our players.
And shifting over a bit to your players and talking a little bit about the award named after yourself for the state of Wisconsin's best defender. The only player to three-peat the Molly Engstrom Award, Kendall Sunby, obviously plays for you now. You saw her impressive rookie season pretty up close. What has her impact been like on this team as a freshman?
Yeah, it was she made a big impact. It was I think pretty powerful. Um, she we saw it during the recruiting process, how much fire she played with. Took her like any freshman, it's a big jump. So just a few games, and she ended up playing with with our post grad, our oldest defenseman on the team had a lot of experience, and she jumped right in. She adjusted, and she's passionate about the game. She's got a lot of drive, so she's really fun. Great character, too, to have on the team.
Absolutely. And I looked at some of the other awards that they were giving out, and I know Rachel Bible gets to choose the winner of the Rachel Bible Award. Do you get any say for your own award or no?
No,
No. See, if I
yeah,
had an award named after me, I would want to at least have a say, I'd at least have a vote on who wins it. But
yeah, it's probably just as well that I'm assuming there's a committee that knows those players. Yeah, and how what kind of a season they had.
makes sense. Fair enough. Well, whoever chose to vote Kendall 3 years in a row obviously knows what they're doing because she's a great player.
Mhm.
So looking more on that roster, on your roster, three Europeans, and I know a couple of them are no stranger to playing in North America, but you as someone who played professionally in Sweden, just how different is that, if at all, playing in Europe versus playing in the US or Canada?
Yeah, yeah, it's quite a bit different. The I would say biggest thing is the rink is a lot bigger still over in Europe. I remember the first time, I think we were going into my first game in the SDHL playing for Djurgården in Stockholm, and I was going behind the net and I was going for a reverse, and there was a lot of pressure on me. So I went to reverse the puck, and by that time, the forechecker laid off, and there's just so much room that I laid that puck in that space, and then everybody was already leaving the zone just because there's so much space to cover. So it just wasn't like that high intensity, like high forecheck, high energy forecheck. So yeah, it took a little bit of adjusting. I think when European players come over here, definitely takes a minute to adjust to the North American game. But it's doable and it's a great league over there. It's a great style of hockey. And I think same thing over here.
And I mean, I don't know if you know any Swedish, but you talk about how different it was with the rink, but coming over as an American from Wisconsin, How was your Swedish when you went over there?
No, it was like non-existent. But well, I'm Swedish. My family's Swedish. And so we looked back in the books. That was really a lot of fun. And I took it upon myself to learn a little bit of Swedish for that reason. So yeah, it's different, but once you kind of get the hang of it and the sound of it, it's okay. I don't know a lot. I'm not conversational, but it's fun.
Did it stay with you at all?
Yeah, I mean, I had a Finnish player on my team that spoke Swedish, and so we would say small phrases back and forth to each other. But yeah, I would love to be able to, be commit to it and be conversational.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the number one goals for me. And I haven't been able to dedicate the time to it.
Well, that's the next off-season task.
There you go.
Learn some more Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. But so when you made that transition as a player going to Europe, I mean, like you said your family's Swedish. Was that a destination that you wanted to go, or was it kind of like whatever team overseas would take me, or how does that process work, I guess?
Yeah, that was just a blessing. It just kind of fell into my lap. I didn't really know. I mean, this was in 2015, no, 18, I think. I think I first was contacted in 2015 or 16. But I played against a player, Daniela Rundqvist, for my whole career. She was on the Swedish national team. And I didn't really know that league existed. She reached out and she was like, hey, she became the GM of her team in Stockholm. And I was getting my master's degree in Russia at the time. I didn't know what I was going to do afterwards, and she said, you should come and play. And at that time, I was retired. So, yeah, we just kept in touch for probably 2 years, and I went back to play in the NWHL when it opened its doors in 2015, I think that was. Um, so yeah, I was still playing and just thought, wow, what an opportunity. Like, let's do it. So didn't really have conversations with any of the other teams. It was just really fell into it. It was a blessing. I'm so glad that she reached out.
Yeah, it seems like a fun experience. And you mentioned spending some time in Russia. I mean, talk about a hard language to learn. I imagine that was even more difficult than Swedish, right?
Yeah, same thing though. Like you spend enough time over there and you hear them in conversation. It's amazing what your brain can do and how you can get used to things.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even, the fact that it's a different alphabet too. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen Russian cursive? Have you seen that?
I don't know if I've seen
Oh
cursive.
my gosh, you're gonna have to look it up eventually. It's just like squiggly lines. I'm not sure how anyone can read it. It's
Okay.
incredible, but yeah, you have to look that up. But anyway, yeah, that's a language that would be impressive for an American to learn for sure. Um, all right, my final question. Your thoughts on the upcoming season, things that we should look out for and look forward to.
Yeah, we've got a handful of first year players coming in. We have pretty much the identical schedule to last year. It was challenging for our group. It was done intentionally. We opened with Quinnipiac, Wisconsin, and Colgate. So it'll be a good hard test, I think, for our squad. But I mean, they adjusted so well last year, so we're looking to build upon the foundation I think that we built last year. And then yeah, just keep building and take it into the postseason. Hopefully we can yeah, make one more step in the postseason this year.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Molly, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk this morning. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right, everyone, that's all for today. My name's Aidan Michaels, and this was one of the newest members of the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, Molly Engstrom. Thanks for watching.